Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Chapter 12, Algebraic Factors. This is my fourth video for this chapter, exercise 12d. So what is our main objective now for this exercise? How to factorize a quadratic expression using AC method. Now the questions are going to be of this type, like the last term is going to be the constant term, it's going to be negative in this exercise. So what will happen if we have this last term negative? Let's discuss these examples. As you can see here in this question, x squared minus 5x minus 24. If I multiply this, you know that here we have, right now we have 1, and it's according to the standard form, this is a, and this last term it is called c, and this middle term is called b. And what do? We multiply the first and the last term, a and c. That's why it's called AC method. Okay, so when I multiply 1 with the negative 24, I get negative 24. When I make the factors for 24, it's 24 times 1 is 24, 12 times 2 is 24, 8 times 3 is 24, and 6 times 4 is 24. But which pair do I need now? Because in the last exercises, what we were having a positive, when we were multiplying a with the c, we were getting a positive number. And at that time, we were, to find the pair, we were adding these factors together. Now, in this case, what we are going to do, whenever the AC is negative, we subtract the factors to form B. So let's start subtracting them. If I subtract this one, I will get 23. If I subtract this one, I will get 10. And if I subtract this one, I will get 5. And this one will give me 2. Now, clearly you can see that this pair, its product is 24. And it's when I subtract it, I get 5. So this shows that this is the pair that I'm looking for. So how I will place this pair in the to make the factors here now? What will you do now? You will try to write the bigger number first and then the smaller number in the second bracket, or you can say the second factor. Okay, how we will place the signs now? I don't know 8 is positive or negative, 3 is positive or negative. It's a little bit confusing, but it's not difficult. Why? Because always the middle term sign, it goes with the larger number, right? So this is the middle term sign right now, it's negative, so it will go with the larger number. So the larger number will become negative. And what about the other one? It will become positive, the opposite to it. How I will know that it's opposite to it? There are two reasons. If you multiply these two, the like terms will become negative 8x and positive 3x. Only in that case, these two can give me negative 5x. If I will make their signs similar, they will be added and they will not be subtracted, and they will not give me negative 5x. So this is one reason. So how can you memorize it? Just one thing. If you remember in my last video, I told you that this sign is very important, the sign that we write with this AC. Now this sign says two things. The first thing it says subtract. Subtract what? The list of the factors. You will subtract the smaller number from the bigger number. Okay, this list of the factors. In this list, you will always subtract the smaller number from the bigger number whenever you have a negative sign here. Okay, the other thing that it tells us is it says different signs. Means whenever you will make the factors here, you will keep their signs different. So they will have, the factors will have what? The different signs. Let me explain you with the help of another example. Now what is the value of A here? It's 1. And what do we have to get? We have to get AC. So what is AC right now? It's negative 10. Right? Now let's make the factors for negative 10. So it will be 10 times 1, 5 times 2. Now according to this negative sign, what do I have to do? I have to subtract my factors, right? I will write it in a short form. So I have to subtract them. So let's start subtracting them. 10 minus 1 will be 9 and 5 minus 2 will be 3. So which pair right now I need? I need this pair. Why? Because its product is giving me 10, and when I subtract it, it's giving me the middle term 3. Now what does this sign say? It says different signs, right? Different signs in the brackets. So let's put the sign here. So I will try to write always the bigger number first, and then I will go with the smaller number, but it doesn't matter. I mean, if someone writes the smaller number first and the bigger number later, it doesn't make any difference. The only thing is that you have to be very careful that where do you have to put this middle term sign. So it always go with the bigger number, right? So here you will write positive, and here, because we have to keep the signs different in the brackets, so this one is going to be negative. Clearly you will see that positive 5x and negative 3x together, sorry, here we have 2, I'm sorry, here we have 2. Okay, so and negative 2x together, they will give us positive 3x, right? So this is how we are going to solve the question. So let me solve one question for you from the book. This is question number 2. Let's make the factors first of all. So it's 1 here when I multiply this a with this with the c, because this one is a and this one is c. So using the AC method, it will give me negative 20. Now how can I make the factors of 20? It will be 20 times 1, then I will have, let's say, 10 times 2, then I can have 4 times 5, or I'll write it 5 times 4. Right? Now start subtracting them, because this sign says subtract the factors, right? What does this sign say? Subtract the factors. So subtract 20 minus 1 will be 19. Okay, here 10 minus 2 will be 8 and 5 minus 4 will be 1. So this is the pair that we need. Its product is 20. It's when we subtract it, it gives us 1. The middle term, it's 1 next. So the value of b is 1. So it's also giving us b. Now how we will place this, the signs with them? Remember, the bigger number, it gets this middle sign, right? Okay, so we will write x plus 5. And what about the second factor? This negative sign says make the different signs in your brackets. Different signs in the brackets, right? So the other one is going to be positive, so it's going to be positive, sorry, the other one is going to be negative, so it will be x plus 5 and x minus 4. These are the factors. Let's say if you want to check your answer, how can you check it? Just multiply x with the x with negative 4, so it will give you x squared minus 4x. And in the second step, multiply positive 5x with x, it will give you positive 5x, and then multiply 5x with the negative 4, it will give you negative 20. Now these two are like terms, so that means I have to place the sign of the larger number, and because they have different signs, so they are going to be subtracted. It will give you positive 1x, or simply you can say x. Right? So clearly you can see that our answer was 100% correct. Now this question number 4 has exactly the same idea. Better pause the video here and solve this question on your own. So here is the answer for question number 4. 7 times 4 was giving us 28, and if I subtracted it, it gives me 3, the middle term, and then I placed the middle sign with the bigger number, and I kept the other one opposite to it. That means it is negative right now. So this is the answer. Okay, let me solve one more question for you, and then I want you to solve the other one. I'll solve number 6, and then I want to solve number 8 on your own. So here I have 1 as a, and then when I multiply it with the negative 24, it gives me negative 24. Maybe some of you are thinking that always we have to write the bigger number first and then we have to write the smaller number. No, it's not necessary. You can do it in your own way. For example, I know that some of the students, they write like this, that 1 times 24 is 24, 2 times 12 is 24, and then what next? 3 times 8 is 24, and then we have like 4 times 6, 24, right? So these are the factors of 24. Doesn't matter if you have written the smaller number first. The only thing is, because you have to subtract them, so subtract the smaller number from the bigger number. So 24 minus 1 will give us 23, 12 minus 2 will give us 10, and 8 minus 3 will give us 5, and 6 minus 4 will give us 2. So which pair do we need right now? We need this pair, because it's when we subtract it, we get the middle term 2, and when we multiply it, we get the we get 24, right? its product is 24. Now how we will write the answer? We will write x, whatever the letter will be here, whatever the variable will be here, you will write the same variable here, right? Maybe it if it is, let's say, m, then you will write m over here, so it doesn't matter, right? So now I will write the bigger number first, then I will write the smaller number, but it does not make any difference. I can write the smaller number first and then I can write the bigger number, doesn't matter. Okay, but this sign, this middle term sign, it has to always go with the bigger number. Either you have written it in the beginning or you have written it on the second place, right? What about the other sign now? This negative sign says we cannot keep their signs same, we have to keep the signs different, right? So signs should be different. So if this one is negative, the other one will become positive, right? So this is our answer. This is the answer. Let me highlight it for you. Now better pause the video here and solve question number 8 on your own. So here is the answer, students. Clearly you can see 2 times 11 was giving us 22, and if I subtract it, it gives me 9, the middle term, and then the rest of the steps you know. The last question, I want you to solve one more, this one on your own, and then play the video to check your answer. So here is the answer for question number 10. As you can see here, I didn't continue making more factors. Why? Because after writing each pair of the factors, I was subtracting at the same time. So 1 times 20, after subtraction it was giving me 19. 2 times 10, it was giving me 20, and after subtraction it was giving me 8. So no need to make more factors, no need to complete the list. If you know that you have to subtract and it is giving you, let's say on the first step or on the second step, it's giving you the required numbers, right? So no need to make the whole list. That's all for this exercise. Hope you understand.